You saw that on the streets, things generally went well. There were some rough moments. We are here to make sure this country goes forward in peace and without violence.
There was a heavy police presence for the demonstration, but there were no reports of violence. Tunisia's Prime Minister Hamadi Jebali and leaders from political parties were unable to reach an agreement to form a government. Jebali's proposals for a non-partisan government were rejected by his own ruling Ennahda party. Despite the failure of talks, Jebali said he would not resign. A delegation from the United States met with Mali's interim president Diankunda Traoré. The U.S. has been providing logistical support for Franco-African forces in the north of the country. Senator Christopher Coons, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Subcommittee, said the U.S. would resume direct support for Mali's military, but only after the country restores full democracy.
The crucial pre-trial hearing of former Ivorian President Laurent Gbagbo began Tuesday at the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The pre-trial hearing has 10 days to present a case of crimes against humanity, which, if confirmed, will lead to a full trial. As we hear in this report, prosecution has decided to focus on 4 main incidents.
Laurent Gbagbo's crucial pre-trial hearing began Tuesday at the International Criminal Court in The Hague. The pre-trial hearing has 10 days to present a case for crimes against humanity, which, if confirmed, will lead to a full trial. The prosecution has decided to focus on 4 key incidents. One is a crackdown against a women's march in Obobo on the 3rd of March 2011. Hundreds of women protested, calling for Gbagbo's departure. Gbagbo's forces used live bullets to shoot and disperse the women. 7 were killed. The prosecution is also holding Laurent Gbagbo responsible for another crackdown on an opposition march on Ivorian state media offices, as well as a bomb attack on a market in Obobo, and attacks carried out by his supporters in Yopougon. According to the prosecution, Laurent Gbagbo systematically organized violent attacks against his opponents. According to his supporters in Abidjan, the accusations are false.
I'm telling you, this is a political trial, so we can expect anything. It's absolutely clear there will be no peace in Côte d'Ivoire if they don't release Gbagbo.
Once the pre-trial hearings are over, the judges will have 2 months in which to announce their verdict.
In the trial of South African athlete Oscar Pistorius is proceeding in a court in Pretoria. Defense lawyers for Pistorius say that it was an accident, but prosecution does not want to believe that. This CFI report looks at how feminists in South Africa are angry and said that justice must take its course.
Wearing a black suit, Oscar Pistorius listens to the prosecutor describe his version of how the South African athlete murdered his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. For the prosecution, there is no doubt. This was premeditated murder. Pistorius took his gun, put on his prosthesis, walked 7 meters, fired 4 shots and killed her. His defense lawyers are saying it was an accident. They claim Pistorius woke up in the dark, heard a noise coming from the bathroom, assumed it was an intruder. Feeling vulnerable without his legs, he got his gun and shot through the door. The prosecution does not believe this was involuntary. The family of Pistorius is in a state of shock and is trying to obtain his release on bail. It will not be easy. The case is making headlines across South Africa and feminists are angry.
When somebody has been charged with such a serious case, that person should remain in custody until proven innocent. We are not saying he is guilty. We are just saying there is nobody to stand here and tell Riva's story.
Riva Steenkamp's tragic fate, a 30-year-old law graduate and model killed by her boyfriend. On Tuesday, her family and friends gathered in Port Elizabeth and carried her coffin into the chapel at the crematorium for a last tribute.
We'll get over it with the Lord's praise. And the statement that she stood for, abuse against women, that was echoed so much in the months that she had mentioned that she would like to have been an activist for that.
Oscar Pistorius will spend another night behind bars. The hearing resumes tomorrow morning.
Well, time now to take another break. We'll be right back.
To Europe Fiber Optic Submarine Cable ACE has gone live in the Gambia, coming from the Atlantic Ocean to wherever you may be in the Gambia via Unique Solutions' own nationwide broadband wireless network. It is time to experience connectivity in a whole new way. Time for a change. High-capacity wireless broadband for all. Welcome to our unique world of digital innovations, ushering in next-generation super-fast wireless internet at broadband speeds with unlimited usage at no extra cost per megabyte, making Unique Solutions your gateway to the world when you want it. Get the best value for money internet connection today from Unique Solutions. Get to do more but pay less. For further information, call us now on 4390-424. Unique Solutions, your award-winning service provider, celebrating Gambian service excellence on a global platform. Unique Solutions, an ACE consortium member.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. In a rare public outburst, Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger reacted angrily to suggestion by some reporters that the North London club offered him a new 2-year deal. Wenger, whose struggling Arsenal side is currently in action against high-flying Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich, was also unhappy about the talks of his team's weekend defeat at the hands of championship side Blackburn Rovers. We have more on the Frenchman's performance in that stormy press conference.
Bayern Munich in a Champions League round of 16 first leg game at the Emirates Stadium here in London. And Bayern were last season's runners-up. They lead Germany's Bundesliga by 15 points. They haven't lost since October and have gone, check this out, 67 days without conceding a goal. So a real uphill task for Arsenal, who crashed out of England's FA Cup at the weekend. And maybe that explains the manager's tetchy mood when asked about reports he'd been offered a new contract.
That's the wrong information, and there as well, I think I worked for 16 years here in England, and I deserve a bit more credit than wrong informations. But I have only one intention, is to harm. I look at you, not because you give information. I don't know if it's you. I don't know where information comes from. Yeah, why do you look at me?
Because it's your press conference, it's not my story.
Okay, oh, thank you. I just thought you have given this information out. No. I've been accused of not taking seriously the FA Cup on Saturday. I won 4 times the FA Cup. Who has won it more? Give me one name.
Portugal winger Nani could play a bigger part as Manchester United chase a trophy treble this season, according to manager Alex Ferguson. Nani scored the opening goal in United's 2-1 win over Reading on Monday night and then set up Javier Hernandez for the second. Reading pulled a goal back through Joby McAnuff, but it's United who go through to a possible quarter-final against Chelsea. Although Nani's been out of favour this season, Ferguson admitted the player was a great talent.
And before we go, reminder of our headlines. The Vice President, Her Excellency Ajah Dr. Aissatou Saidi, has presided over the inauguration of the Forensic Science Laboratory at the police headquarters in Banjul. The Japanese government has donated various equipment worth $2 billion to the Gambia as their response to an earlier appeal made by government after drought affected some parts of the country. Guinea's leading opposition figures have led thousands in a demonstration calling for free and fair legislative elections in the West African state. And a pre-trial of former Ivorian leader Laurent Gbagbo has begun at the International Criminal Court in The Hague, with prosecution focusing on 4 main counts of crimes against humanity. That's all in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for your time. On behalf of the news team, I am Fatou Kamara, wishing you all a very good night.
This is Peter Morgan from Morgan Heritage talking to you. We here